And it's time now to round up a big story of the week. Texas Democrats spent most of this week rallying up support in Dallas. Candidate for Governor Wendy Davis headlined the state convention as she looks to stop 20 years of Republican control. Davis faces a tough race against Republican Texas Attorney General Greg Abbott, who is the favorite to win in November. Texas Democrats have two women at the top of their ticket, with State Senator Davis for governor and, of course, State Senator Leticia for lieutenant governor. So could the November election be a turning point? Well, joining us this morning is our legal analyst, Chris Tritico, our news analyst, Mustafa Tamiz, and public policy analyst, Jackie Bally. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
All right, a lot of people already writing Davis off. Is it absurd to think that she can still win?
Well, I don't think it's absurd, but this is an uphill battle. Texas has been moving in a direction that the Democrats will be more competitive here in a few years. I'm not sure that they're there yet, but we've seen this moving this way. Now, in the platform that the Democrats are looking at, Mustafa Tamiz, right now in Dallas, is to draw a very strong contrast with the Republicans. But all reports are it's really not going to be any different than the platform they've had the last several years, which hasn't done anything.
Well, it's not that the platform hasn't done anything. Those are the real values of Texans, and I think that the Republican platform is going to such an extreme that the contrast gets greater and greater. Democrats have always believed that they want to help the average person and lift up Texans rather than divide us on race, ethnicity, gender, and a number of things that the Republican convention really revealed.
Does anybody really pay attention to a party platform?
You know, people generally don't pay attention to party platform, but in the Republican Party's case, you know, it was, you know, they wanted to take people in the homosexual community to school to teach them how to not be gay. I mean, it was so outlandish that it really made headlines.
And what about that, Jackie Bally? The Democrats are drawing a very stark contrast with Republicans on, and what they're saying is you're attacking people, we're going to be inclusive.
Democrats are going to have whatever on their platform, it doesn't matter. When you and Sally were asking, is it absurd to think that Wendy Davis is going to win? I was like, ask me, I'll tell you. It is absurd. She's still behind double digits. 62% of our voters across the line, it's nonpartisan, believe that they're against late-term abortions, and that's the conservative thinking of all voters. All voters, regardless of the party that you're affiliated with. And I suspect that Greg Abbott will will become our next governor with around that same percentage. Democrats, we all know Democrats in Texas are more conservative than Democrats in other states. And what the Democrats are really trying to bank on, they're saying, oh, our state is becoming more brown. Hispanics are predominantly Catholic. They are not in favor of a lot of the things that the Democrats or that Wendy was trying to push with her filibuster in late-term abortion.
Let me ask you this. You keep pointing out, and you're right, that Wendy Davis is double digits down. Wasn't Ronald Reagan double digits down to Jimmy Carter?
Wendy Davis is no Ronald Reagan.
That wasn't my question. That wasn't my question. Wasn't Ronald Reagan double digits down to Jimmy Carter?
Let me answer the question. Wendy Davis is no Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was charismatic. People believed in his philosophies. He had a way of coming across to the voters that Wendy Davis will never be able to come across with Texas voters.
All right, I want to go to Sally, but I want you to comment on that coming back, because I think it was Jimmy Carter's talking with Playboy that really started his loss on that. Sally's monitoring our social media.
Yes, we've been asking our viewers what they think, if they think Davis stands a chance. This is Roxanne, says, yes, Texas needs and wants a governor for the people. She is hashtag Team Wendy. Somebody by the name of Texas Pig says that Davis's problem is Greg Abbott did well as Texas Attorney General. Personable all the way around. She has no chance. And then Penny says Davis still down in the polls by double digits. National Democrats have written off her race. What do you guys think about that?
What about that, Mustafa? The Democratic Party did say that they're not going to spend a whole lot of money in Texas, and that was a pretty bad shot, I think, right across Wendy Davis's bow.
There's a difference between confidence versus arrogance. And what the Republican establishment in Texas has got is arrogance. Their platform demonstrated that arrogance against all range of communities, including on immigration. And this constant notion that 100% of people believe something when we even quote 62% of the voters are for one thing, doesn't really jive. And that sense of arrogance is what's going to bubble up amongst voters. When Ann Richards spoke like 25 years ago in front of the Democratic National Convention, she caught the imagination of not just Texans but across the country, and that's what Bill Clements lost. And so this notion that things are guaranteed to Republicans because we're a conservative state is ludicrous, and you're going to begin to see that change amongst the electorate.
No, I don't think that Republicans are being arrogant. What we are confident. We are confident that we're in a conservative state. We are confident that our values are the values of most of the voters. That's why you've seen Republicans winning statewide for the last 25 years. And you will see Republicans winning again. You will see Greg Abbott as our next governor, and you will see Republicans continue to keep statewide offices.
Wasn't it arrogant?
That's confidence because that's what our voters
was
want.
it arrogance in the last presidential race to attack Hispanics the way the Republicans did, and they lost?
Okay, are we talking about Texas or are we talking about national?
I'm talking about everything.
Okay. Well, let's stick with Texas.
No,
that's what we're
answer
talking
the
about.
question, though.
Okay, what's the question?
Was it arrogant in the last presidential race for the Republicans to say we got to seal the border and attack Hispanics,
No,
and it cost them the race?
I think it's confident to say we have laws on the books. You have to abide by the laws. As an immigrant that came here legally, they're saying follow the laws,
All right.
period.
We're going to leave it right there. We're out of time. Sorry.
We keep running out of time. Seems like
We'll be back
We
in a
even
little
gave
bit.
you more time for that segment.
That's right.
Okay, we'll see you in our next hour, guys, with 2 more great topics.